Hey everybody, it's Josh, and I was thinking today, what is money? What is money? And when it comes down to it, I don't know if any of us really realize it. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But money is time. Money is time. Money is the time that you spend at your job, that you spend working for yourself or working for someone else, and it represents your time. No matter what you make an hour, what you make per job, what you've decided, you decide what your time is worth, and then that's what you get paid. So your money is a representation of your time. And what made me think about that was I was listening today, and they were talking about how your money is slowly getting devalued and depreciated. So your money is slowly losing its buying power, right? Every time they print money, every time, no matter who does it, more government printing, more government spending. What they're doing is they're devaluing your time, which when you think about it like that is kind of upsetting. They're telling you that not only is your money worth less, maybe not worthless, but it's worth a little less. Okay, so your money buys a little bit less, which means they're telling you that your time is worth a little bit less. If you connect the dots, I don't know how you could take that any other way. By them devaluing your currency, and it's happened since 1971, when we went off the gold standard. Every year, that it just goes a little by little. Your time becomes worth a little bit less, a little bit less. That time you put in will buy you just a little bit less gas, a little bit less food and groceries, will buy you just a little bit less house, just a little bit less nice of a vehicle. It's your time. They are devaluing your time. They're telling you that your time is no longer worth what it was. Which is infuriating if you think about it. Whether you have a boss or you're self-employed, that money you've earned, when it becomes worth less, is your time becoming worth less. Which is why I think people need to put their money where it will grow. Where it grows. Not at 2%, 1 or 2% in a bank and drawing interest. Why would you do that? If inflation is 8 to 10% and you're only getting 2% interest, you're still losing time. You're losing money. I've talked about it before. That's like, you're losing 6% of your money. It's buying power. So the way I look at it is, look at it like this. So if you could have bought a house, say, last year you bought a house and you spent $100,000. Well, if each dollar, let's say, could buy you a loaf of bread. Well, let's just say now next year, all of a sudden, okay, that bread cost, instead of $1, it costs $10, which is pretty extreme. It doesn't happen that fast, hopefully, but let's just say, for the example, it does. Now you've lost 1/10 of your value of your home. You've lost 1/10 of your value over time. What happens when bread goes to $20 a loaf? What happens to your value of your time? It just goes down. It decreases. As money gets inflated, as prices go up, the things that you've bought in the past, are they keeping up with inflation or beating inflation? Ideally, you would want your investments to beat inflation, right? You don't want at least hang with it. At least stay with it. Don't be less. Now, I use an app called Celsius where I keep some money in there, and it pays me 10.5% interest on my dollars. US dollar coin, USDC. It's a stable coin. Doesn't change price. It's $1. You put in $1 today, you could go back tomorrow, take out $1. Doesn't change. But it pays you 10.5% interest, which over the last year would have at least kept up, right? It would have at least held its value against inflation. Your savings account did not. Your whatever interest you're getting in stocks and bonds, or your bonds, probably did not. Your CD at the bank, probably not. Now, Celsius pays you 10.5%, which is pretty good, which ought to keep up with, if not outpace, inflation. Assuming we don't become a banana republic, that is. But, so I'm going to put a link to that in the description below. And it might be a good place to where you can start squirreling away some money. And if you're worried about cryptocurrencies being a bubble, if you guys think Bitcoin might be a bubble, prices are going to fall, this doesn't. Even if you don't have cryptocurrency, this could just be $1. It could just be a $1-for-$1 that you're going to earn 10.5% on. Where your time, which is your money, will maintain its value. It'll maintain, so your time, which is your money, will keep up with inflation and will not lose value like everything else. Because everywhere else, anything else, in your time, your money is being debased. They continue to print money. Like I said, I don't care if it's Democrat or Republican, they both do it. They're printing money, and they're telling you that your time is worth less and less and less. That's why people buy precious metals like gold and silver, because those maintain their value. As the dollar goes down, everyone thinks that gold prices go up, and so you're making so much more money in gold and silver. It's not really the case. If you listen to real economists, it's not that your gold and your silver prices are going up so much. What it is that they're still worth the same. They still have the same value when the dollar value plummets. So it's not that your gold and your silver prices are going through the roof. It's that they're not dropping in buying power like the dollar is. I'm going to put a link in the description here to a guy that I just watched today on the I Love Prosperity channel. He had a really smart guy in there, and he was talking about the debasement of our currency, the currency reset, transitioning to the IMF's SDR, and I think you should all watch it. I think it's something, if you want to stay informed on the financial markets in the future and what's coming, I think we're starting to look an awful lot like Rome towards the end, when they kept their people drunk and fed and distracted while they debased the currency, and it led to the fall. It led to the fall of the empire, and I don't think we're too far from it. It's happened to every other country, every other global superpower. Britain, Spain, Rome, Greece, all of them. It always happens. You can only devalue your currency so far. You can only devalue someone's time before eventually the system will fall. How much will it take you? How upset, how far do they have to devalue your time, which is your money, before you get upset enough? Before you just get out of their system? Before you move to things like cryptocurrency? Before you switch over to things that are outside of their control? I think we should all start doing it now. I think we should all start looking into things that will maintain the value of our money, like precious metals, cryptocurrency, finding a good savings instrument like Celsius, things that will maintain the value of your time, because that's what it is. So that's just my thoughts for today. All right, we'll talk to you later.